YouTube, the Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And today we are going to talk about the Shadow Sorcery Sorcerer. This is from Ravenloft Horrors Within. It's a new subclass. It's pretty good. We're going to give it a good grade. But what grade are we going to give it? I don't know. You'll have to stay tuned. But I have a quick announcement and giveaway first. So please check out the next video, because we have something great to give away. I have some rules in there for that, and I'll put a pinned comment in this video when it gets published so that you know what it is. So let's go to that. All right, we got something special for the channel. So I have a brand new copy of the Hyperborea Player's Guide. Here it is right here. There it is. You can see it right there. Volume 1, Player's Manual by Jeff Talanian. I have a brand new copy. There it is. You can see all the nice pictures in it. And there's a couple color pictures in here. So there you go. Brand new copy. It does come with a couple ribbon tabs for your use. I will be giving that away in this video. Here are the rules for the giveaway. 1, this video must get 1,000 views in 96 hours of publishing the video. 2, if it does, you need to leave a comment below. So remember to leave a comment, because if you don't leave a comment, you will not be considered. I will pick someone at random from the comments, and then I will let you know in a reply that you have won the book, The Player's Manual of Hyperborea. I will let you know that you have won that. And then I will contact you via the reply, and then you can email me. And I will only receive emails from the person that I said was the winner. You can email me. And I will go ahead and verify that, and then we will go ahead and send that out. We'll get in contact, and we'll send that out via your mailing address. So, 1,000 views in 96 hours. You have to leave a comment, and then we will go from there. All right, let's get on with the video. All right, let's get into this. Here we have our Shadow Sorcerer. So I normally read the first sentence, so that's what we're going to do. Bend doom and darkness to your will. Your innate magic comes from the most nebulous and inscrutable forces of the Shadowfell or from other regions of supernatural darkness. Okay, I like it. I like it already. Shadowy magic, shadowy stuff. But is it going to give me the ability to, say, change saving throws, which is always my favorite thing with the Sorcerer? So first off, let's take a look at the spells that we are getting with the Shadow Sorcery Sorcerer. And one of the things I'm going to look at is whether these are new spells. That is, they're spells that are not on the Sorcerer list. Because those are good. We automatically prepare those. So it says, when you reach a Sorcerer level specified in the Shadow Spells table, you thereafter always have the listed spells prepared. So we want to know if those are spells that are not available to your run-of-the-mill sorcerer. And if they are, then we get them for free. So the first one is Bane. Bane is not available to most your baseline sorcerer, but a few of the other sorcerers get it. So there are a few sorcerers in here. There's the Shadow Sorcery Sorcerer, Spirit Caller, Haunted Sorcerer. So it's not necessarily useful for a lot of these. I had thought that it was there for Aberrant, but it is not. So the Shadow Sorcerer gets it. They always have it prepared. Darkness is one of those spells. Darkness is a great spell, especially with one of the abilities that you get. You can already see it on the screen. We're going to talk about it. Inflict Wounds is not one of my favorite spells. I do have to say that. It's a touch spell. I don't like that for, these kind of wimpy, not really tanky characters. Pass Without Trace, amazing spell. Amazing. So let's go to look at that. There it is right there. 30-foot emanation. While in the aura, you and each creature gets a plus 10 to stealth checks. Just a fantastic spell. Lasts for a while. It is concentration, however, but you're going to probably be using this outside of combat a lot. Hunger of Hadar, another great one. This is not on the base sorcerer, and it's got that darkness in it, so that's great. Non-detection is just okay. This is kind of an out-of-combat utility spell. Greater invisibility is on the list, but we get to prepare it automatically. Phantasmal Killer, that's another spell that is not. So you can see Bard and Wizard and some clerics, the Shadow Sorcerer Sorcerers, and some Warlocks. So it is not always available to the Sorcerer, which is great. And we get Contagion, which is okay, and Creation. I do like Contagion because it does some damage, and it does the poison condition. However, you can see up there, it's touch. That's not great. Creation's okay. There's some utility in there. So the spell list is pretty good. Bane, awesome spell. Darkness, awesome spell. Pass Without Trace, great. Hunger of Hadar, Greater Invisibility, Phantasmal Killer. Greater Invisibility is one of those spells that I would memorize anyway, so now I don't have to worry about preparing it. Okay, so those are good. That's a pretty good list. Not bad. So at 3rd level, we get the following 2 benefits or abilities. Eyes of the Dark. You have dark vision with a range of 120 feet. Standard is 60 feet. And blind sight within 10 feet. That's pretty good. In addition, if a spell you cast creates an area of darkness, you can see normally through that spell's darkness. Hey, look at that. There's darkness. Hey, look at that. There's Hunger of Hadar, which creates a 20-foot sphere of darkness. Now, you are the only one that can see in that, but you could see in it. So essentially, it makes you invisible. That's great. Secondly, we get Strength of the Grave. If you would drop to 0 hit points and not die outright, you make a charisma saving throw. We're very good at doing those. On a successful save, your hit points instead change to a number equal to your charisma modifier plus your sorcerer level. After you succeed on this, you cannot benefit again until you finish a long rest. Like it, it's a little situational, but if we drop to 0 and it says we can make that saving throw, so on a successful save, your hit points instead change. So they automatically go. If you would drop, you can, but we don't have to make the saving throw. It says you can make a saving throw. So we can choose to or not to use this. It doesn't matter. But once we choose to use it, if we make that save, we're getting these hit points. It's kind of a no coming back situation. All right, at level 6, we get the Beasts of Ill Omen. Beasts of Ill Omen. This is very different than the Warlock version. You can call forth a howling creature of shadow to hound your foes. You can spend 3 sorcery points to cast Summon Beast, so this is a spell, as a bonus action without expending a spell slot, without preparing the spell, and without material components. So we don't really care about that. But Summon Beast, it's a 2nd level spell. It lasts for an hour. It has concentration, so this is a little bit of an issue, but we get this beast. So there is that. Now, the summoned creature appears as a beast made of shadow, and enemies within 5 feet of the summoned creature have disadvantage on saving throws against spells you cast. Now, you got to remember, this is a concentration spell, so you're not going to be casting concentration spells on other creatures. By the way, this has a range of 90 feet, so you could put that beast next to somebody as a bonus action and then slam down, say, a Disintegrate. Can you say failed save against Disintegrate is a lot of damage? So whenever you cast a spell, you can modify it so that it doesn't require concentration. If you do so, the spell's duration becomes 1 minute. So normally this lasts for an hour with concentration. We can make it last for a minute for that casting, and the spell ends early if you cast the spell again. So we can summon the beast without concentration for 1 minute, which is way more than you need in a single combat. We can cast this as much as we want. If we have this paired up with a couple levels of Warlock, we can be the coffee lock and get all kinds of sorcery points. So this 3 sorcery points is not that big a deal. And then we can start casting concentration spells and get that disadvantage, which is awesome. That is awesome. All right, at 14th level, we're getting Shadow Walk. While you are in dim light or darkness, which we can see in because of our ability up here, Eyes of the Dark, we can see in our darkness, not somebody else's darkness. So While we're in dim light or darkness, you can use a bonus action to teleport up to 120 feet to an unoccupied space. You can see that it's also in dim light or darkness. I love it. Can you say, "You're not grappling me"? That is a great ability. It seems a little situational, but it's probably going to come up maybe not every combat, but maybe every other combat. And then finally, at level 18, we get Umbral Form. When you use innate sorcery, you can adopt a shadowy form, gaining the benefits below while your innate sorcery is active or until the end of the form. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again to finish a long rest unless you spend 6 sorcery points. Can you say Coffee Lock? 6 sorcery points. You get the following benefits from this. You get incorporeal movement. You can move through creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain, but you take 1d10 force damage if you end your turn. So that's great. That gives us a little bit movement utility. And then finally, we have resistance to all damage except for force and radiant. So that is awesome, and it will come up, however, it's 18th level. So what grade are we going to be given this? I'm going to give this one an A-. I really, really, really like this Beast of Ill Omen, especially if we just decide to chuck the concentration out the door. We get the disadvantage against all spells we cast for 1 minute, and there are a bunch of spells that sorcerers get that can shut combats off immediately. Then we get the dark vision, eyes of the dark. We can see in our own darkness. So we can see things, they can't see us, and presto, changeo, blammo, they're done. And the darkness spell, remember, the darkness spell causes darkness to spread, and dark vision does not see through it. It says right there, dark vision cannot see through it. So that is a big advantage if we combine these. We've got a little bit of a panic button here in Strength of the Grave. We've got a little teleport that we can do at level 14 and level 18 this. Really, when you're looking at these subclasses, you want to concentrate on if it's a spellcasting subclass, what spells they're going to get, what they're going to get at 3rd level, which is immensely powerful, and what they're going to get at 6th level, because that most likely you may not get to 14th level in your campaign, but this is immensely powerful too. So I really like this. I'm probably going to be playing this in my game when I start getting sorcerer levels. So we're giving this an A-. So remember to pay attention to the giveaway. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will catch everybody later.